was priceless. And so, yeah, I love Arbonne. I love the Arbonne family, and I'm just excited to get to know everyone and work together as a team.
I'll go. I'm Shadona, and I am from Bowling Green, Kentucky, originally from Louisiana, but been in Arbonne since April, and I have a 9-year-old little girl who's right there, and I love Arbonne and the people, and that's it, I guess.
Look at you guys. You know me. I'm having to post on Instagram about how much I love you because that's what I do all the time. Oh my goodness, guys. And why doesn't Sarah introduce herself? And Krista's not here yet, so.
Hey guys, I'm Sarah Hogan-Dorn. For those of you that don't know me, I think pretty much everybody on here knows me. So I am direct to Sarah Keener, and I've been in Arbonne for technically 10 years, but we're just going to say I've been working for almost 2 years now. So I've been in a while, but serious commitment, 2 years. I'm married to my sweet husband, Derek, and I have 3 kiddos, ages 15, 9, and 4. And my background was in retail and banking, and I can't wait to relaunch my store, Finley Market, as a nonprofit soon and make transitional housing happen this year. So that's kind of a little bit about me. So
I love it. Yay. Guys, welcome to our meeting. We're so excited to have you. And when Krista comes, she will hate me for this, but I'm going to totally have her introduce herself too. I am so happy to be with you guys. I wish it was in person, but I'm going to settle for a Zoom when I can see all of your sweet faces. I literally wish I could reach through the screen. You know me, I'm kind of touchy-feely. And I wish I could hug and kiss all of you. And Carol, that is a super cool fireplace in your RV behind you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm like, wow, that's very neat.
Tabletop.
Well, there you go. That's pretty awesome. Well,
thank you.
I am just so excited. We have a couple new people on that I know you guys got to meet, but I did want to give just a quick shout out to Eden Garrison and Carol Griffin. So shout outs and welcome to you guys. You are joining an incredible community of just God-led movers and shakers who are going places. And guys, 2021 is going to be a year of grow. That is the word that God has given me for this year, is grow. And I'm just excited about it. And I'm excited to see you guys grow and grow through what you go through. I thought of you, Shadona, today when I was like, okay, God, this is my word. This is my Shadona word, but this is the word that he gave me. So I'm excited for all of you guys. And we would love to invite you guys to open up the chat bar as you guys want to. I'm going to kind of put this off to the side. Sarah probably knows how to do all this way better since it's her computer. Is that good? Mm-hmm. Okay. But we're going to open up the chat bar, and we would love to hear if you have a word for the year. I'd love to hear what it is. If you have a focus for the year, maybe your word is focus. I don't know. But I feel like God actually gave me a phrase. So I'll go first. And then I'd love for you guys to kind of chat it up in the chat bar while meeting's going on and share what is your focus? What's your vision? I hope you guys have been able to spend some time working on that. My phrase for the year is to walk in the freedom that he gave me last year, because freedom was actually the word for me last year that he gave me. But walk in freedom and grow. So I was going to get my oil changed this morning, and I purposely kind of made it a little bit later, about 30 minutes later, so I could do my morning meditation, which I looked like a complete idiot in the grocery store parking lot. Because if you've done the Tony Robbins breathing thing that I've showed you guys, you look ridiculous. But I was like, I'm just going to do it. It doesn't matter. But I just got this phrase. And so I'm really excited that to hear what you guys are. Certainly growth. Hannah Wilson, I love that too. So I'm going to turn it over to Nicole. The amazing Nicole Simpson has been in Arbonne for 2, 3, something like that, Nicole?
It'll be 4 years in August.
4 years in August. Okay. Just remind me later. Okay. Things are popping up, y'all. Oh dear. Just 1 second. But anyway, Nicole is amazing, guys. She has a beautiful story that you need to ask her on the side of tonight, because she has a really beautiful story of where she's come and where she's going. You guys are going to see Nicole Simpson like training on main stage as what is possible for anyone in this world to go through and grow through. And so I want to start giving her some more talk time. And so I said, hey, would you start us off tonight? So Nicole, I'm going to let you go first.
Okay. So I have the announcements for January. So the first one is our Nutrition Blockbuster 30 Days to Healthy Living set. That's still available. You'll receive a free Arbonne salad shaker, a full-size AgeWell product, and an AgeWell cleanser sample plus free shipping, which is really cool. This is available to independent consultants and preferred clients, and the offer will end January 14th. So the next thing is our antioxidant shot offer, which is I'm really excited about because I missed this product a lot. But this is available until January 14th or while supplies last. It's for consultants, and you'll get to purchase the antioxidant shot with a 150 QB order. The next thing is our incentives. So we have 2 really cool incentives this month. The Power to Area Manager. You can promote to Area Manager in January by meeting special qualifications, and then also promote to District Manager by meeting reduced qualifications. So that's really exciting. And then our event, we have the Arbonne incentive trip, which I'm really excited about. I actually told my boyfriend about it today. I was like, we're going to the Bahamas this year. Get excited and hold me accountable. So you can actually earn this trip to Atlantis in Paradise Island, Bahamas. And it's going to be October 21st through the 25th of 2021. So the qualification period for this is going to be December 1st, 2020 through May 31st, 2021. And then we have our January Nation Zooms. So we have a Zoom every Monday in the month of January. And the first one is a Nation Zoom. The second one is Region Zoom. The third one is Skills Zoom. And the last one is Guest Speaker Zoom. And then we have our Power Hour every Wednesday in January. I wish I could be on those, but I have to work every freaking time. Maybe one day, because I'm sure it's a lot of fun. And then we have our Pure Lifestyle group this month. We're going to have a Discover Arbonne actually tonight. And then January 21st on Zoom, we're going to have another Discover Arbonne. And then our Healthy Happy Hour is going to be January 14th. And then we're going to have a 5-minute facial on January 28th. So I think that's everything.
Nicole, you did so good. Girl, was that your first time to do announcements?
Yes.
I'm so excited. Well, you did a really good job. So get used to talking in front of people. So I love how Lisa Cobb said, let go, accept, and surrender are my words for the year. Lisa always also has a beautiful story. You need to get to know Lisa Cobb. She is an incredible person. You guys all have good stories. Shadona has a really good story too. Focus, refresh, and renew. I don't know, Shadona. I'll pray over that because I know that is something that those all seem relevant. Maybe you should come up with a phrase. Vanessa Hendricks, just keep swimming. Whatever we are doing, just keep going. I love that, Vanessa. That's so powerful. Love it, love it. Yeah, those are so good. So, so I want you guys to do or to also know a couple of special announcements we have not announced. So this is the first time for tonight. So you're going to want to write these down. First of all, in March, I'm going to be announcing the dates soon, but in March, mark your calendar to be aware that we are going to have a manager's retreat in Branson, Missouri. And every single one of you guys that is a manager by March 1st gets to travel to Branson, Missouri. And I will rent a really cool venue, a really cool place. It'll be Friday, Saturday, and we'll leave Sunday morning. So it'll be one of the weekends in March. So again, I'm going to get you guys some dates ASAP. But what I want you guys to know is that with this incentive in January, this $3,500 district manager incentive, every single one of you guys can be there, not just as a district manager, you guys can all be there as an area manager with the area manager incentive. And so we're going to speak some vision over that tonight. So you guys are going to want to mark your calendar for that. And then all of you who are local, or all of you who would like to come and spend a weekend with me, I will put you up in my house. Hint, hint to anyone that is not, that feels like they would like to make a bit of a road trip. I would love to house you for a couple of nights to make it worth your time. But the 23rd of this month, we are going to be doing a Saturday morning brunch and learn. And basically what it's going to be is we're going to all go to the farmers market here in Springfield. If you haven't been to the farmers market in Springfield, it's really beautiful. It's really cool. So we're just going to kind of shop and spend some time together. We're also going to be eating brunch, and then we are going to be having some vision casting for 2021 and some training. So if you guys would like to come to Springfield, Missouri on the 23rd, I would love to house you if you are not local. And so that's just something that we're going to do. If you'd like a little, you know, oasis in the desert type thing, we'd love to be the oasis. So anyway, so those are a couple more announcements. So I wanted you guys to also meet Krista. We did a greet and meet. We knew Krista would love it because she loves to talk in front of everyone.
Yes, thank you.
So basically, we wanted everybody to know each other with that new team. So we want you to just introduce yourself and who you are and what do you do.
Hi, I'm Krista. I'm married to a pastor, and I stay home and I homeschool our 4 children. So that is what I do full time. Anything else I'm supposed to throw in there?
No. I can barely take a drink. And
Good to meet you guys. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say. I love talking. You can tell.
Yeah, she's such an extrovert. We love it. Don't have to be an extrovert to do Arbonne, right, Krista?
True.
Just ask Alyssa Levitt. Okay, so guys, what we're going to do tonight is, I think that the second thing I really wanted to do to create some community is I really wanted to have you guys all share one quick praise report. And so this could be a praise report from, I would love to keep it kind of about Arbonne, because I think invoking gratitude within Arbonne is really important. And sometimes we have a hard time invoking gratitude, period, if you're like me. But invoking gratitude in Arbonne is super important because, you know, guys, it doesn't have to be anything that you've accomplished necessarily. It could, but I really want to start celebrating the lives that have been changed the month before. And that may look like, hey, I signed up a Clean Eater, or it might look like, you know, maybe there's months that you don't have a great month and you're just like, you know what, like, I'm just really proud of myself because whatever, it doesn't matter. But I would love for everybody just to sing some kind of praise report. God gets glory for everything. And even if you're brand new, it may just be a conversation that you've had with someone about Arbonne. So I'm going to actually kind of shout out and just say, does somebody want to just go first, or do I need to? I
I'll
know.
I'll
start.
about fill it for you. Oh, go ahead,
Oh.
Porter.
Hannah's.
Go ahead.
I wasn't very active last month at all. I just took some time, but my grandmother bought the Age Well set because her birthday is also in the month of December. She bought the Age Well set. I didn't know. She just logged into my account and did it. Her personal, whatever you call it, preferred customer. Anyways, at Christmas, I am not kidding when I say she told the whole family, this is the best my skin has ever looked. In 60 years, this is the best my skin. They're going on and on. But she was just talking about how it was the best skincare she's ever used, how good she feels in her skin. And, you know, as an older lady, like that's such a big deal. And so that's a good Arbonne praise.
Yeah, it is. I love your grandma, like, to the moon.
She's so sweet.
She's so awesome. Oh, thanks for sharing.
Absolutely.
Okay, now I'll go. Since Hannah got me for me. I'll do a little bit of everything. So, and I'll make it quick, I promise. November was outstanding for me personally with my Arbonne business. Did it all on my own, had a tremendous month. Last month, complete opposite. However, that doesn't matter. I ended up signing up a new person whom I had been speaking with, and she ended up going with another multi-level marketing company, but still, she decided to sign up as a preferred customer, laid that foundation, let her do her thing. That's fine. It was great. And I have grown tremendously through Arbonne, with Arbonne, for my family in 2020. And I have already seen how that has manifested itself even in these 7 days. And here's why, how, whatever. Sarah put on our Success Line page the other day about a Tony Robbins event. If you haven't checked that out, you need to. It's going to be fun. I know. And they had a little micro challenge today that you've got until 11. Let's see, we're all on Central. That you've got until 11 tonight to do. Sign up for it, do it. You get entered in for one of the UPWs. But they said, you know, go live. I went live throughout the world, not just Arbonne, throughout the world looking like this. And I thought, you know, that's part of it. That's part of owning it. There's no point in anything. That's just, it was be authentic. Here's what you need to do and do it. And I said, okay, you know, this is what I look like all the time. This is the way life goes unless I'm going to church. And then I actually have on mascara and lipstick. So, and now you can't even see that because you got to wear these stupid masks. Anyway, but I thought, you know what? That's okay. That's a step forward. So several little good things, bad things.
That is awesome, Hannah. Like, I know that Tony Robbins community is going to love you, sister. They won't know what hit them. That'll be great. No,
It's something. I don't know what it is, but it's something.
I will say one quick thing. Hannah Wilson has grown. Like, you guys, it's really cool to mentor and to sponsor people because you get to see the growth much more than you can see from a sideline sister or whatever. And I'm just a really proud mama bear with Hannah Wilson with her growth. So I have to say that.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try not to cry. So it was December 31st, like the 11th hour. And I am texting both Sarah and Sarah, what was it, until like after 1 o'clock in the morning, just wanting to finish this year out the very best that I could. And it was just in that moment, I became so overwhelmed with this community and the support system that's been established here with you guys, that it just showed me the love of Jesus so thoroughly and so completely, that it was not just about them and their success, but that like they have chosen to link their arms with me and say that if I'm successful, that makes them successful. And that to me was so like, wow, Lord. And so I finished and I got the goal that I had set out to get. And that was a great, cherry on the top of it all. But it was most thoroughly and completely like just the surrounding and the support of this community that blessed my socks off. And I'm so incredibly grateful. And it just means so much. So that's what I'm going to share. That's my gratitude.
I love it. Well, we get to celebrate you in a minute, and I cannot wait, Vanessa. Such an awesome month.
Okay, I guess I'll go. So I actually had a really cool conversation today. So I was literally at lunch with one of my coworkers and was eating like fruits and 30-day approved food because I'm on it. And that's definitely like not our main menu item at Chicken Salad Chick. Obviously it's chicken salad, but it has tons of mayonnaise in it. So obviously I can't eat it. And she can't either because I guess she's on some kind of diet. I don't know what it is, but she was telling me like, oh, I really just want a burger. Like I can't stand doing this and all this kind of stuff, just complaining. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like that, but at the same time, like I feel like what I'm doing isn't that hard. And so she asked me like what I was doing to replace my meals, and I told her protein shakes. And she was like, "Oh yeah, you do Arbonne, right?" And I've literally reached out to this girl like I can't even count how many times. And I'm just like, duh, in my head. But anyway, obviously I'm not gonna say that. So I was like, yeah, like I love their protein shakes. And she was like, "Oh well, if you'll give me like a sample of them, I'll buy some from you and see if it tastes better than what I'm doing right now." And so that was just really cool, just for me to be like having a conversation and be able to share Arbonne. So yeah.
Nicole, one of Nicole's strengths is she's always powerful when she speaks to you. She is just a little powerhouse and a little sponsoring machine. So just one of your strengths. I think it's awesome. Totally not surprised. I love that.
Well, I guess I'll go ahead and tell this little story about my shipment got sent to my old address, and I didn't know how I was going to get a hold of the people or anything like that. But luckily, we were able to get a hold of the neighbor, one of my old neighbors, and he went over and he talked to the people and was able to talk them into letting them give him the package. And then he got a hold of me and said, "I've got your Arbonne." So in the meantime, those people seen the package and they texted me and they were talking to me about the Arbonne package came. And so they were exposed to Arbonne. And then my old neighbor was exposed to Arbonne. So this will give me an opportunity to talk to a couple of new people just because my shipment got lost. And so,
Wow.
anyhow, I'm excited because now my shipment's not lost. And I also talked my husband into doing the 30 days with me. So I'm really excited about that too.
That's amazing, by the way. We're so excited. And that was totally a God thing. I'm like, really? Are you kidding me?
Yes.
That's amazing. And Carol, shout out to Carol. She has just started, but she has been in 2 days officially. But we've talked each day on Zoom for a minute, and she's gone through and she's just excited and talking to people and having awesome conversations. So say a prayer for Carol. She's going to be doing her dream team tomorrow night, and she is really excited to share this gift. So we're proud of you, Carol. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Well, let's see. We've got Lisa, Shadona, and Eden. Who wants to give just some kind of gratitude?
I'll go. I'm just glad that I'm on tonight. I haven't been on in a minute, so that's it.
I am too. I saw your face and I was like, Shadona. Yes, this woman had quite the 2020. And she uprooted her and her sweet daughter and moved to another state and moved to the next chapter of her life, which is tons of growth and beauty. And so if you want to talk about growth, this girl has grown. And I'm so proud of you, Shadona, for that. So there's a lot we could say, but she's kind of humble.
Hi, I'm so super new. So I joined at like the tail end of December. So my journey is very much still in progress. And so Arbonne for me this year, I'm excited about growth and digging in and exploring and seeing what God does when he takes it and I give it to him and he uses it for his good. And so something positive that kind of happened recently that can kind of connect to Arbonne is I changed my major, which was really freeing and just allowed me to really accept the calling I was designed for and God really placed on my heart from the beginning. And that experience just kind of opened me up to the potential of me really experiencing all that God has for me and just really choosing his plan and following in the steps that he's laid out for me. And so I see all the same for Arbonne. And as I continue to explore the business and connect with people, and I feel like this year is going to be a great growing year. And the more I just give it to God and he leads me to the right people, the more freeing it's going to be. So that's my little positive note.
Who are you under, Miss Eden?
Huh? Oh, I'm under I'm direct to Lauren Bright, who's direct to Sarah Keener.
Okay. All right. I just thought I need to know these things. I like to know this web of who and where and how and all that kind of good stuff. I was like, I don't know this.
I know, it's so cool to know. Eden is in college and Vanessa, she lives close, not too far from you. So you, Lauren Bright, and Eden aren't too far from each other. And then Alyssa obviously has some people in her nation that are brand new that are down by you too. You guys need to totally like huddle and do something together. That would be awesome. Love it. Okay.
I guess I'll go since I'm last. I guess like a praise report for I guess last month or November. I just worked as hard as I could and I leaned in. And then December, it could have went better, but I realized having Arbonne is something that I really needed, and having this community is just a God thing that I needed in my life. So that's my praise report for 2020.
I love it. Lisa has been in Arbonne officially a year, guys. And the growth that I've seen in Lisa Cobb has been awesome. Oh my goodness, guys, it's been amazing. So I'll say a praise report real fast. Man, oh, there's so much. But I'll just say I have the team that everybody else wishes they had, because I have the God-led movers and shakers and I have the right people. And you guys, this team is going to be multiple screens by the end of the year. And I can't wait to see who God brings in. And, you know, one of the things I'm praising him for, because I want you guys to praise him for the business you don't have yet. That is something that you can do, is praise prayers. So I was doing that this morning and I was praising him for the business that's coming and that he's bringing in the right people. And I am beyond excited to see how he's going to do it this year. So I'll be quiet.
Okay, so my gratitude or praise is that I'm gonna try not to cry. I just think that not very often in this business that you get to see the fruit of prayers and obedience fairly quickly. Oftentimes it's more like delayed or longer term. But you guys all know that as I went area, I consistently prayed for God to bring me the people that needed this business and these products. And that's kind of been a continual prayer for me and was all year. And whenever I went to Texas to launch Vanessa and Victoria in Texas Vanessa, was it November or was it October?
I want to say it was November that you ended up coming, like the very first week of November.
Okay. All right. So whenever I was about to go to Texas, like everything was coming at me and trying to hinder me from going. And I was like calling Sarah and like texting Alyssa and just was like on the phone with both of them and like nothing was working out. And Krista over here was like, I will keep your kids. And I just was like in awe and so grateful because Satan was trying to do everything he could for me not to go. And I just was like, no, I feel led to go and I am going. And the obedience of that, I didn't really fully understand until we actually got signed up a new business partner in the last couple days that is Victoria, who's under Vanessa. She signed up Liz. And so Liz verbalized to us yesterday, she said, I can't explain it to you, but the last month I've had this overwhelming feeling that God is speaking to me that I'm going to be successful. And she never saw herself as someone who could be successful and could have an opportunity and who could have a business. And she was like, I just feel empowered to do this, to go help other people and help other women be free and have choices and opportunity and be successful. And I just was overcome with emotion and gratitude and thankfulness that I could have not gone to Texas and I could have like let it be too hard and I could have, let Satan win that day. And I was determined to go and I went, and I'm so thankful I did because I'm already seeing the fruit of that obedience. So that's what I'm grateful for. And to be surrounded by such amazing people like Sarah and Krista who've got my back.
Yeah. So I think that's a good praise that I have as well, as just this whole community. I've just got to be surrounded by women that are empowering and uplifting. And I think one of my main praises is that this whole Arbonne thing has really forced me to be out of my comfort zone and to grow a lot more than I ever have, or I say wanted to, but I did want to. It's just normally, when push comes to shove and things get kind of tough and people are, there's just a lot coming at you. My tendency has been to just kind of like step back and say, okay, not right now. We'll wait and do it later. I'll take care of everybody else and whatever they've got going on. And so this has kind of forced me to rethink that and realize that if I don't take care of myself first, that I'm not really giving my all to everybody else anyway. And so, I've been having a lot of good conversations, and which, I don't like to talk to people anyway. I love people. I just don't like to talk. So it's been really, really good. And it's been awesome to see the outcome of that and the fruit that's coming from that, even if it's, slow or just planting seeds, but it's just amazing to see the whole process. And so I'm super glad that I've stuck it out and that I have such a good support system and that all these ladies are just amazing. And yeah, that's my praise.
Oh, Krista. Krista's like, I'm coaching her. And so I will say one quick thing. If you would love to be coached by Sarah Hogendorn or myself, just specifically on sponsoring business partners and how that works, make sure you get with us and we will do a weekly coaching call. But Krista is one that I coach along with Vanessa, and both of them have really, really grown. And Krista had kind of a big breakthrough last month with vulnerability and sponsoring and letting her guard down. So, I could talk to you guys all day. All right, so we're gonna pass it over to Sarah Hogendorn, who has got some amazing words of wisdom for you guys tonight that you are gonna wanna write down.
Okay, guys. So I'm going to start out by prefacing this with something that I heard another MVP say, because some of the things that I'm going to say tonight, if you don't know me at all yet, because there's new people on here, if you don't know me, I'm like pretty shy, pretty quiet, and like I feel like sweet tempered. But every once in a while, sort of this feisty side comes out in a loving way. And so this national vice president said it's like a velvet hammer. And so a few things that I am going to say tonight may kind of come down like a velvet hammer, but it is all in love and grace. And I'm only sharing because I love you. So I just wanted to kind of preface it with that. So the title of my training is,
in the South, we call that bless your heart.
Yes, Anna, you are correct. So the title of my training is The World Needs Your Hope, Vision for 2021. So you guys, the main thing that I want you to know is right now, people are looking for hope. I don't know a single person in this world or a person that I've talked to or seen on the internet or wherever that is not looking for hope right now. And we have the ability to be that hope for people. The hope that they can build community, the hope to have time freedom, the hope to have a way to earn an income amidst what's happening in our world. So people are out there praying for an opportunity like this, just like Sarah prayed for an opportunity like this. You guys, she just wanted to be at home with Braden, and she was consistently praying for God to bring a way for her to be at home with Braden, and God brought her Arbonne. There are people out there right now that are praying for you, that are praying for you to be brave enough to ask them to take a look at this gift, and they need you to be a beacon of hope in this dark world. So people need to hear your yes. They need to hear you say yes so that they can have the life that they have dreamed of. They need your yes so that they can help the people that they were set out to help, because God has specific people out there for them that only they can help. Right now, we have the ability to get a pay raise with this promotion booster. This is so phenomenal, you guys. We can help someone build a part-time income in 1 month. You know, sometimes people have done it in 1 month at the normal qualifications, but you guys, this is an opportunity where handfuls and dozens of people can come in, and right away they can start building a business and then help other people also get to district in the same month. This is such a gift and such a blessing. And I want you to think about how many people that you know could benefit from having an extra $200 to $1,000 next month. I don't know anyone who couldn't benefit from that. You guys, they may be kind of like struggling to catch up after Christmas. They may be thinking, you know what, there's just like extra stuff we have to pay for. It's been cold outside. They've got a higher light bill. So many people need this right now. So what does this take? Like, honestly, like practically and honestly, what does it take? And how can we bless countless people and spread hope to every single person that we know? Number one is commitment. Be willing to do it because you said you would. So if you're on here, you have already said yes, but you may kind of be like a little bit like toe in the water, like, I'll see how it goes. Like, we'll see, you know, maybe. But you guys, if you have said yes and you're on this call, the people out there who are waiting on you and praying for you deserve for you to say a full and committed yes. And be willing to do this business even when obstacles come your way. Be willing to not be selfish and let fear or comfort hold others back from the blessing that this business can be to them. So we have to do what it takes in this business and stop backing down. Because I honestly feel like so many of us felt like things were frustrating, we were uncomfortable, the world was crumbling, like there's all kinds of things that we could think about that were like happening. And it was like so tempting for me and even for Sarah and even for Krista to just back down and completely give up. Like, you cannot imagine how many times we were just like wanting to hide under the covers and just like give up and not come back out of the covers. But you guys, Shane and Krista have been saying this, and like they've been saying this so often, is hold the line. Like, hold the line and do not back down. Do what you told people that you were going to do. Because if you started a wellness page, you announced you're doing this business, you announced you're doing the 30-day program, and then 5 days later, you like don't do anything, and like you're just disappointing people. And I say this with love, but be a person of integrity and do it because you said you would. Take accountability for where you currently are in your business. And be willing to focus on what you can control and stop trying to put your focus on what you can't control. There are so many things happening around us that we cannot control. But you have to shift your focus to what you can control, because there's so much, especially in terms of our mindset, that we can control. If our business hasn't grown to where we want, I want you to take a real, like, you know, look, some of you are new, and so you can't do this yet. So just stay with me for 1 minute, and we're going to talk about where, you know, the things that you kind of need to do in a second. But for those of you that have been in for a while, look at your personal sponsoring and look at your QV. Are you in enough activity that is bringing in enough new to be where you want to be? So are you in enough activity to be where you want to be? So are you in enough activity, or are you making an excuse? So there were times I made excuses in 2022. And I was like, you know what? No one wants to book a class right now. That is not helping anyone or anything. It's really not. We have to figure out a way to make this work and be consistent. We have to learn and grow from other leaders like Sarah. Sarah did not back down. You guys, I know she was tempted to also, but she did not back down. She was consistent in her sponsoring. She was consistent in her QV. She was consistent in her monthly activity. And that's why Sarah had an amazing year of growth in 2020, is because she didn't back down. So we have to be consistent and stop telling ourselves that what it takes is hard. So I'm gonna share something, and I say this with all the love and grace in the world. What is hard is not having money for your electric bill. What is hard is feeding your kids dry cereal because you can't afford milk. What is hard is all the things. There are so many things out there that are hard, that are practically unspeakable, that people are facing right now today. And so for us to say hosting a class with a few friends is hard, that is not hard. So we have to stop saying that booking like 6 presentations, 5 one-on-ones, and passing out 20 samples is hard. That is not hard. You guys, we are not asking someone for a kidney, okay? There was a VP at GTC years ago who had a kidney transplant, and she stood up there on that stage after her recovery, and she was like, stop saying this business is hard. Because you know what was hard? Asking someone for a kidney. when she was like out of options. Like that was her only option. Like she was like at the end of her life. And if she didn't find a kidney, she wasn't going to make it. That was hard. So we have to see this as the gift that it is, and we have to give people hope in this community. So I want you to ask yourself the question, how can we listen, love, serve, and connect, even still with the circumstances we are in? How can we listen, love, serve, and connect? So number 2, what does it take? It takes consistency. If we want to serve bigger and share the hope that we have to be willing to follow the system for as long as it takes. We have to decide what the action steps are going to be and what action steps are going to work for us daily. And then we have to consistently do those action steps. When we do this consistently, like Sarah Keener, I keep using her as an example because you guys, if she tells you to do something, do it. Like she has done it all. And you guys, I have known her and I have been a witness to her consistency for 12 years. And I have never seen her back down. So know that the reason I'm using her as an example is because she is a testament to consistency for us every single day. These consistent actions are going to become like second nature, and you will no longer feel overwhelmed by these daily action steps and the methods necessary to do what it takes. They'll become like second nature. So productivity compounds. It's like compound interest. These action steps, these daily habits, they compound. Just doing one more ask a day on the days that you work your business. So if you work your business 6 days a week, just doing one extra ask a day in 1 year of doing that could lead to 2 to 3 more business partners. But that's just a little bit more. But over a long period of time, that can bring so much fruit. 2 to 3 more business partners and countless other lives changed. Don't dismiss the small actions. The outcome is not going to come quickly, okay? So we have to be patient. And when we're patient and we consistently choose to do this, you guys, whenever that outcome does come, it's so worth it. It's so worth it in the end. You know, I missed area manager the first time I went for it, and it took me at least another 6 months to requalify and then to finally finish. But you guys, it was worth it to keep being consistent and keeping after. I could have just quit and been like, oh, well, this doesn't work, or made an excuse. But I didn't. I kept after it, and that consistency was so worth it. When we have classes and maybe there's just like one person that's going to come to that class and we're tempted to cancel, you guys, don't cancel. That one person that's coming, that could be your next district manager, your next area manager, your next VP. That one person is a life that you have the opportunity to change, so don't cancel on them. Don't cancel a DA because you don't have anyone hopping on. Get on Zoom, practice the presentation, practice on what you're going to say, practice your why, practice the healthy happy hour notes. Use that time as an appointment anyways. Don't cancel. You already had that time scheduled. So I want you to imagine what would happen this Saturday. This Saturday we have a booking blitz. And so you are in the right place at the right time to build consistency in the month of January. We have a booking blitz we're doing Saturday as a nation. And so I want you to imagine what would happen if this Saturday you booked 8 classes. You held 6, because sometimes things cancel, that's normal. So if you held 6, you guys, an average class is $500, that's $3,000 in volume. That would put you only $500 away from doing this promotion booster. That is powerful. So you guys, fall in love with this process. Fall in love with the methods. We don't have to wait on joy. We have joy because, you guys, this system works. There are countless vice presidents that have been working this system for 20 plus years, and they created this system and it works. So we can have joy because we're working the system that works. So I want you to decide to be a lifer, decide to be consistent in sharing hope, decide to build people and help them build the better life that they're dreaming of, because they're praying for you, and we can go out there and give hope to people, help them build a better life and build them up. Just like you've heard on this call tonight, people are being built up right here, and we have the opportunity to do that with so many more. So that's all I had to share.
So good. Oh my goodness. That was like an ENVP training, and I feel like I don't need to go now.
That was amazing. It reminds me exactly what you're saying is what I read this morning in my book. So.
Yeah, grab it. Gotta share. Guys, Sarah kind of had a vision and shared that with me yesterday, and I just said, well, then you're going to train tomorrow because that was awesome. So when you start taking notes when your leaders call you, that's a good sign for sure. But one thing that I wanted to share with you guys, so I'm reading this book called Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty, and it is training your mind for peace and purpose every day. And so since my phrase for the year is walking out in this freedom that I found, which is peace, which is purpose and joy, Sarah kind of hit on some things that I was reading while I was getting my oil change this morning. But the big part of it is enjoy the journey. And that hasn't been the hardest thing for me to do in Arbonne. If I can give you guys some wisdom nuggets, and I'm just being really vulnerable and real because I'm an achiever. And if I'm not achieving what I feel I'm supposed to be achieving, I'm not literally dumping endorphins. And, I wasn't gaining the joy. And that is where personal growth has really come in for me. And all of that really comes down to ego. And that was something that I absolutely loved. Basically, what I wanted to have you guys kind of share in tonight as I opened up my training was, if you don't care deeply for what you're doing, you can't go all in on the process of what you're doing. You're not doing it for the right reasons if you don't care deeply. You can reach your goals, guys, and you can get everything you want. You can literally become I've seen people in this business become an executive national vice president. And by anybody's terms, they're super successful, but they only discover that when they get there, they feel super lost and super disconnected. And if you're in love with the day-to-day process of what you do, which is what Sarah just said, she said, we have to love and we have to serve. And that is the purpose of why we're here, right? Is we have different strengths. We all have tweaked purposes, but in the end, God wants us all serving. I mean, that's everybody's purpose is to serve in some capacity. And but when you're in love with that day-to-day process of serving, then you're going to do it with depth, authenticity, and a desire to make an impact. So there'll be days where, if you're an achiever like me, let's just use me as an example. And if I didn't, I had to actually connect my joy to something different. So instead of connecting my joy to a title or an accolade, a trip, or an external achievement, I had to start in 2020. This was a big part of my growth because I felt this was a big part of my self-limiting beliefs is I felt like I was only loved if I was achieving. And most people have that self-limiting belief, actually. If you're not achieving, you don't feel worthy and you don't feel loved. And so I actually had to rewire myself in 2020. And I had to be driven by purpose and intention. And so every day, for example, I can now have joy. And that's the freedom God gave me that I spoke of with my phrase, is now every day I can look at my 10 reach outs or whatever, and I feel so much joy. I just want to get you on the phone and love on you. And I just want to have really quality conversations with you. And I just want to show you your greatness, because my purpose specifically is to show people their God-given greatness of why they're here. And guys, that's everything. And so when I can do that, like, I know my day's been successful, and he did a ton of work on me we don't have time to talk about. But what I want you to know is that I trust that even if I didn't, quote, achieve, that's what I achieved. That's the joy. That's kind of the achievement. That's the connection. That's kind of how God rewired me last year. And so I want to talk to you guys about several things tonight. But first of all, I want to say that don't forget, if you guys want to be in the Booking Blitz, I have to hear from you. This is total interruption. Would you guys please comment in the chat bar if you are open to being on the Booking Blitz? You do not have to stay home all day. In fact, I'm having meetings and I'm doing stuff on Saturday, but I'm going to do this. If you guys want to be in the Booking Blitz, you're going to need to let me know ASAP tonight. So shoot me a text message, please, or comment in the chat bar if you haven't already told Alyssa. But what I want you guys to know is faith is an outward response to an inner belief. And I want to talk to you guys about running your business this year in faith and trusting God. And obviously this is kind of the second part of the work that he really did in me. Sometimes we can really know something, but sometimes we don't really believe something. And so Hannah and I were kind of talking about this yesterday. Like, we can know that the sky is blue, let's say, but if we don't believe that and we're trying to share with someone else that the sky is blue, we're just going to say information to people. The sky is blue. And then you're reaching out to people and you're telling like 10 to 15 people a day, the sky is blue, and nobody's responding to you. Like, you're thinking, is this thing working? Is my mic on, right? But what's the problem? The problem was there wasn't an inner belief. There was a knowing, but there wasn't an inner belief. Truly to the core, the sky was blue. So once my inner work, this is why inner work is so important, because that's when it shows outside of you. So if I believe the sky's blue inside, I'm going to contact my 10 to 15 people a day and I'm going to say, y'all, the sky is blue. You've got to look at it. You deserve to know that the sky is blue. Guys, it's not just information. I am connecting. I'm sharing my belief. I'm sharing my emotion, whether it's a text, whether it's a voice if you can, because that's where people can hear the emotion in your voice. But what I want you guys to know is they know I believe that. So if I'm trying to sponsor someone, I want you guys to know that they can tell. They can totally tell if I believe that or not. Because guess what? I could be sharing information like, let me give you two different reach out examples. I could be saying something to someone like, well, Krista, she kind of maybe gave me some good examples. She just said, hey, I started a business with Arbonne. I can't remember exactly what she told me. And this was her big shift that she had, but she just basically said, hey, I've got a business with Arbonne, and I just want you to know that I think the products have done really great for me or something. And then she just said, I think you're great. I think you totally deserve to know about it if I, share this with you. Would you be open to learning? And she's like, I'm not really getting the response. And so what happened was she internalized some faith and realized that she needed to believe in herself, number one, and number two, that she had to connect. And so her next reach outs were different. She actually started calling people, and I'm so proud of her because that is so out of most of our comfort zones. And she's actually getting people on the phone and she's talking to people. And I'm not saying you have to call, I'm just saying that's what she felt was authentic to her. So what she learned was she had to work from a place of authenticity and belief inside of her. And what she was sharing felt super salesy, and it wasn't faith. There was no belief. So the action was empty. We can have empty actions. I've had a lot of them. Because I'm an action girl. Guys, if I'm not feeling it, I get in the feels before I do my reach outs. I have to get in the feels. That's why I like do that Tony Robbins thing, that weird thing. And like, I'm praying and I'm doing all this other stuff and I'm reading and I'm like, oh my word, I am going to change the flipping world. And basically I get in the feels, and I'm like, all right, who are my 10 people? I can rock through those things pretty quick, but if you're not in the feels first, in the belief, and a lot of times you have to almost reset that in a day, then guys, that's what I invite you guys to consider doing. And so her second reach out was crazy different. I coached her a little bit on it and I said, you've got to feel like this is you. So there's going to be some stuff you may feel like it may not even be halfway appropriate to say, but it is, I promise you. And so her second reach out was like, this is why I do Arbonne. This is for my family. This is important to me. I want to see my children X, Y, and Z. I want to see my husband X, Y, and Z. And you know what? I personally need this because of X, Y, and Z. So I thought of you because listen to what I think of you. Basically, she just poured into them. Who does not want to get a message every day? Even if you are asking, like if you're doing the level up challenge, if you're not pouring into them while you're sharing the opportunity and the gift of hosting, then we're doing it wrong. You got to compliment them. You got to pour into them. It has to come from an inward knowing, a faith. And then your action in 2021 is going to be not 100% perfect. It's not going to be 100% received, but you're going to connect. So guys, I love Hebrews and talking about the Faith Hall of Fame and talking about the walls of Jericho. And that's such an awesome study to do. But he talks about that in there. But in Joshua 6, of the story of that, the Lord tells Joshua, can you just imagine this for a second? Okay. Like we're not the Lord. Sarah, Krista, all of us who are training, like we're not the Lord, obviously, but we're sharing how to become successful in Arbonne, but most importantly, how to love, connect, and serve, because that's the purpose of why we're here. But can you imagine that if the Lord told you to grab trumpets and crazy things and march around walls for days on end, and they're just going to fall down? Like, can you guys put yourself there for a second? Like, there's got to be some outward chatter going on. Like, we're nuts. Like, are we a part of a cult? Like, what in the world? Like really? We really think this is going to work? We're going to totally like blow our horns. We're going to walk around it. It's going to fall. Y'all, how many times does God ask you to do something similar? Right? He tells you to love the unlovable. He tells you to be patient. He tells you to be kind. Part of my notes. Okay, I'm pretty sure I read that. But guys, no matter what, they ended up doing it. And we know the story. The walls fell down. I want you guys to know in 2021 that God is a God of his word. And there are everlasting, eternal promises in his scripture for you. I want you to meditate on those scriptures in 2021. If you got to write them on your goals card that has your little, or maybe write the scriptures on there. That's what I do. I meditate on his promises every day because I know he that began a good work in me will carry it to completion. Guys, that is Arbonne. That is Arbonne. He gave it to me just as much as he gave it to you. And I know he's going to carry it. Do I believe it right here or do I know it here? You got to internalize those promises. And that outward reach out to those people it's going to connect with their heart, right? And so are we going to believe in 2021 that the Lord is going to do what he tells us he's going to do? God, those people rather who walked around that wall, they believed in God, they trusted God, and their faith was shown by their outer actions, and the walls fell down. So are you showing your faith in God by working your business every day? And that is a Velvet Hammer statement. I wasn't super happy with my December. If you want to know the truth, I wasn't super happy with how my personal business turned out. But you know what I decided to do? I decided to let go and praise, because if there's never any rain, I'm not going to appreciate the sun. I made some really awesome paychecks in 2020. And I just am like, you know what? I don't appreciate what I get sometimes. You know what I mean? And so what I want you guys to know is this, is that you got to ask yourself tonight after this training, do I really believe? And guys, if you really believe in Arbonne, do you really believe in the products, but do you really believe in yourself? That's honestly the hardest thing, is to believe in yourself. And the best thing I could do is I could say this, I could say that it's okay if you don't believe in yourself. We all have, I didn't believe I was enough until 2020. My calculations, that's 40 years of not believing in myself. So there's not shame here. This is growth. So it's okay if you don't believe in yourself. But what I want you to ask yourself is, what are the steps I'm going to take in 2021 to believe in me? My tips to you would be, get into the word if you are a believer, and focus on his promises before you do anything else. Pray daily for the Lord to help your unbelief. That's scriptural too. And the next thing I want you to know is, and implement, is you get into personal growth. Get into a book, whether you listen to it on a drive to work or you're reading it, it doesn't matter. But get into personal growth that is going to change you. And if you need to claim your power, that's the book I asked God used to heal me, by Maston Kipp. That was the book. It was the book he used. He never used a book like that before. If you need to start it over, start it over. If you need to order it on Amazon, get it in your cart tonight, guys. Actually be in personal growth that's going to dig deep and uncover the slough, the layers, the fluff. Don't be afraid to strip it away, because it always reminds me of the statue of David, because when they asked Michelangelo, how did you get the David out of the rock? It was a piece of granite. He just sculpted it. And he said, I just chipped away the layers that didn't belong. So are we really in 2021 going to be willing to be moldable? Because it's very hard and uncomfortable to really expose yourself. It's super vulnerable. It's easier to numb out and get on your phone and get on social media. It just is. We all have numbing out things that we do. And so what I want to encourage you to do is really consider that. So
Sarah, may I add something with what you were saying about the David and all of that? Or would you like for me to wait?
Go for it.
Okay. One thing that I think is important in terms of that analogy is that he chipped away at it And it was not something that was done overnight. We've got to have patience with ourselves and grace and understanding that it is a fluid process. And there will be times when we move forward more, and there are going to be some times when we move backward. But we've got to be willing to, like we started out the meeting, be aware of that and be grateful for each process, each step of the process, because it's the overall end result that we will always strive for, never perfectly attain, but it is the journey of chipping those things away, of recreating, of being moldable. No potter sets out throwing on the wheel and making it first time and making it perfectly the first time. There's lots of time, skill, and stuff that's been thrown down and picked back up again. And I think we have to allow that growth within us so that we can have that outward growth of becoming the David, not a man. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And it is. That's what's so beautiful, is that it is a process. And it's really challenging to be patient with that. But he asks us to trust. That's part of it, is he asked us to trust that he's got it. And will you trust me even when it's hard? And all the things that you're going to go through in 2021, good and bad, are you going to trust me that in the end, I'm going to make this thing work? And he will make Arbonne work in the end. He will. It will be in his time and his way. And you have to set a goal. Remember, there's 2 wheels to your Arbonne car. You have to set a goal, and you have to work in faith, because you have to have that inward faith, and that outer action has to be there. That's the only one wheel, though. The other wheel is you have to work with urgency, and but you have to trust the timing too. You have to set a goal, and you have to declare, and you actually have to speak in faith that I'll be a new area manager by the end of this month. Guys, you have to say that. You do not know that you're going to be a new area manager by the end of this month. But if you don't have a faith enough to say it, then there needs to be some more inner work on our belief. It doesn't mean he's going to do it. We don't know that he's going to do that, but we have to speak as if it is done. Mm-hmm. Speak as if it is done. So, may we have a ridiculous faith in 2021 is my prayer and my wish for you guys. And I want to end by, in the training, we're going to end with recognition tonight, actually. So I wanted to kind of switch over to a couple quick things. Now that we've kind of looked at faith, is I want you guys to have faith and do the booking blitz on Saturday. So if you haven't opted in for that, I'm kind of pressuring you to do that because you need it. Okay. Secondly, I want to encourage you guys some tips on running good habits. So Atomic Habits is an awesome book if you want to learn how to really run some really good habits this year. It's by James Cleary, I think. Is that right?
James Clear.
James Clear.
Yeah.
And so I read that book 3 years ago, I think, and it's just awesome. Hannah, were you in our organization? Okay, so it would have been 2 or 3 years ago when we read that together. 3 years ago, this month, I think, actually. But I'll just say this is that one thing that's really insightful that I kind of want to share is one habit this year, different, one small thing will change your entire year. It does not need to be this 30-day approach even to your habits where you're like, I'm going to change one thing from every single thing on my vision board. It is like something to the effect of getting up before your kids and doing your personal growth, or setting a plan B in place when you don't get your personal growth done to still make sure that's the first thing in your day that happens. Like if it doesn't go as planned, here's plan B. it is as simple as getting really clear every day on your schedule. One thing I would encourage you to do is either have a planner or go into your computer. My planner is not here. So I printed off January. I wrote everything down in my Arbonne calendar, because this is just my Arbonne calendar. It's my family calendars in my phone, but everything in there. So I know what to be building for, and it stays on my work desk. And that is an awesome habit to have. Another thing I do is I print out the day every day, since I don't have a planner. Now, when I get a planner, I'll have my day in the planner, but I print off my day, and from 6 in the morning to 9 at night, I know what I'm doing. That's called time blocking. That's just one habit that could completely change the course and direction. If you feel like you're scattered and you're not getting things done, time blocking is a really great thing. So you know exactly when you're on what call and when you're working your business. And it's simple. It's just a lot more simple that way. And then beside my time block, I have my 6 things I'm doing for my business every day or whatever. And so those are some tips on running some good habits. If you need more, please reach out to me directly. Habits stack. They're not one. I mean, you could just take one thing is really what all I want you to do. If you're not consistent on personal growth, start there. And then once you get consistent on that, then stack your reach outs on there. Sometimes you can do 2, and that's okay too, but stack them up. And the last thing I want to really emphasize is this promotion booster is crazy. So I made sure, because I wasn't sure, because something was when you read about this promotion booster for this month, it kind of looked like you already had to be a district manager from a paid as district to promote to area, and you do not have to be. No. So every single one of you guys on this call could qualify for area manager. And that's before we do recognition. That's kind of how I wanted to end the call. Because I feel like that's really important to paint the vision as a soon to be multi-nation, is how doable this is. So first of all, I love how Carrie Mack put it, guys. I was thinking about this seriously, and they did this last January for us. And I thought, I am not wasting this month. I am literally going to call as many people as I can think of who have been in my business before. And I am literally every single person that's on my heart. I've been working really hard on this, and I'm going to continue to. But I told myself, you know what, Sarah Keener, God could promote 5 direct districts to you this month easy. If you just work a lot harder than you've ever worked. I've never done 5 district promotions in a month, guys. But I know that he can do it. And I'm just like, how do I have to act, and how would I have to work if I wanted more? It doesn't have to be 5. I'm just saying 5 because that's how you go to the Bahamas. So you guys could get all 5 done this month. But how are you going to have to work? You're going to have to work harder than you work normally. And I'm going to have to work harder. And I was just thinking, what does it look like for me now? How much more do I need to do that? And I'm willing to do that for a month, because I want to encourage you guys to treat this like Black Friday. We could be treating this like Black Friday, or when a new fizz flavor comes out. And I was really thinking about that. I'm like, you know what? I could literally treat this like a brand new fizz flavor coming out. And so I want you guys to consider that, because literally all it is to completely promote this month to area manager is help 3 new people. And you're personally going to help 11 people do the 30 days to healthy living. And you're going to help them do the same thing. That's it. That's area manager. Areas are making on average $1,000 to $3,500 monthly. How would that change your family's life? And what bad things going to happen for you if you claim it, and if you speak as if it's going to happen? Because if you don't have enough faith to say, I will be, then again, let's work on your belief in here. Okay. But I will be an area manager by January 31st of 2021. And I am helping 3 people help 11 clean eaters. That's all it is. That's it. It's that simple. And guys, I don't know any month that is a hotter month for healthy living. in January. So that's what's cool. When you guys go for this, you're going to grow your business. That's it. The worst thing that can happen to you guys by going for the area manager incentive is you guys grow your business. So I want you to, yes, all of you guys that aren't districts, I want you to be districts by the end of the month doing your 3,500, but I really want you focusing on helping 3 people do that and having the faith that we just talked about that could really take down the walls of Jericho. Remember that, because that's the faith that you need. In Arbonne, always, that's the faith we want to build too. So we're going to close out by some awesome recognition in December. And we've got some fun celebrations for this month. But first of all, we had qualification for district manager. And guys, if I've missed someone, please tell me, because I lost my original notes and I'm like, oh my goodness. Anyway, so qualification for district manager, guys, we have Dee Dee Murray, and you guys don't know her yet, but Dee Dee is direct to Elizabeth Lilly. She's just super excited about the 30 days to healthy living, and she just has helped people do that. And so that's exactly what that is. We also have top PQV in our region was myself, but Vanessa actually was literally this close to me last month. She could have beat me by like a lot. So congratulations, Vanessa. We had top district manager was Elizabeth Lilly, and I'm so proud of Elizabeth because it was her first month as a new district manager. We also had top lives changed last month, which was myself and Vanessa. We totally tied with 5. And so, yay! I love having a running partner. Top area manager was Sarah Hogendorn, which I'm mailing you guys, now that we're in 2021, I reorganized my office and found these flowers that are mailable flowers. They're just fun little flowers like this that are flat that I can put in your cards. So be expecting, Vanessa, little flowers. Like every single time you're recognized, if you're out of town, I just mail you these little flowers and you can count and keep them, whatever. If you come to a meeting, when you come to meetings live, I give you real flowers. And so Sarah Hogendorn was top area. So she gets a flower, yay. And then we also had DM Achiever Awards went to myself and Sarah Hogendorn, yay. Love those lilies because there's more than one flower on there.
Yes.
And then IC Achiever went to Vanessa Douglas, yay. And Vanessa Douglas is a brand new district manager. Yay, we're so excited. So congratulations to our newest district. See, even my family's clapping for you, Vanessa. This is awesome. Matt doesn't get that enthusiastic, so you should feel really excited about that. He's a man of this many words. Guys, I want you to know, we're going to end this in prayer, but before we do, I'm so proud of you guys for being on tonight. It is time out of your day, but it tells me that you truly want more and you want to be more in 2021 and you want to live out your purpose and change some lives. And guys, that's the only reason we're here anyway. God has got it. Remember that. Have the faith to take down the walls of Jericho. Let's build it. I don't have that faith yet, but I'm building it. And I want you to work towards building that too in January. So any of you guys that are wanting to do that sponsoring coaching, you can also get with me directly if you're not doing that already. So, and we'll see you guys at our booking blitz on Saturday, but let's pray and then we'll close out. Dear Lord, I just want to thank you so much for these incredible leaders. We have the most beautiful team, and we want to praise you in advance for bringing the right people into our organization in 2021. We want to praise you for the faith that could take down the walls of Jericho in 2021. We want to praise you for building us and growing us and staying ever beside us and never leaving us, Lord. We want to praise you for exceedingly abundantly more than we could ask or imagine, and that you are finishing what you have started. Lord, we are praising you for all of these women going area manager, going to not just into qualification, but they are promoting this month, and we are praising you for every single promotion, because we know that every single one of these women can do it. We are praising you for the regional vice president qualifications that are going on this team this month, and all of the goodness that you're bringing to us, Lord. We're praising you for more lives changed this month than we've ever changed in our 12-year, almost 13-year history of Arbonne, Lord. And we are praising you most importantly because of your Son and the salvation that's offered to us equally, and that we all have a chance to have eternal life and share that with others, and use our Arbonne business as a platform for that. Forgive us as we fail you, Lord, and move forward. Help us to grow bigger than we've ever grown in 2021. In your name, for your glory. Amen. Okay, guys, thanks for being on tonight. I hope this was helpful, and we'll talk to y'all soon.